Happy Halloween, demented guests. I'm Alister Bancroft, and I'm simply mortified to slice up for you a twisted tale brought to us from the side of the veil we should never see. Tonight's story, yet another chapter from the mind of Edgar Black and his dead celebrities that come to life and torment the inhabitants near where they are buried at. Now, without further delay, stock Raven Mad Creations present for your twisted pleasure. Gentlemen prefer bloody blondes, here we go. In the heart of Los Angeles, a shrouded figure made its way through the moonlit paths of the Westwood Village Memorial Cemetery. The air was heavy with an eerie stillness as the figure approached the final resting place of a legendary icon, Marilyn Monroe. Her tomb, intended to be a modest and private sanctuary, was about to be disturbed by the enigmatic presence that had arrived. With a flick of its hand, the figure ignited a big green candle, its vibrant flame casting an otherworldly glow. As the candle burned, it emitted a mesmerizing green smoke that snaked its way down into the depths of Marilyn's grave. The smoke swirled and danced like an ethereal waltz, awakening the dormant spirit within. Suddenly, with a thunderous crash, the crypt burst open, and Marilyn Monroe emerged, reborn as a bewitching zombie. Despite her undead state, she remained an embodiment of timeless allure, dressed in her signature white low-cut dress that clung to her shapely figure. Her beauty, even in death, was unparalleled. Marilyn's attention fixated on two objectives: reaching the glowing Y in the iconic Hollywood sign and satisfying her insatiable hunger for the flesh of men. With a determined stride, she set off on her unholy quest, a trail of darkness and desire left in her wake. Her eyes scanned the cemetery, searching for her first victim. In the distance, a lone security guard patrolled the grounds, unaware of the impending horror that awaited him. Marilyn's lips curled into a sinister smile as she plotted her seductive approach. With a seductive sway of her hips, zombie Marilyn closed the distance between them. Her voice, once filled with sultry allure, now carried a haunting undertone. "Come closer, Daddy," she whispered, her voice laced with a chilling charm. The security guard, captivated by her presence, stepped closer, unaware of the danger that lurked beneath her beauty. As he reached out to touch her, Marilyn's true nature was revealed. Her decaying hand shot forward, gripping the guard's throat with an inhuman strength. Panic filled his eyes as he struggled against her relentless grip, but it was futile. With a sickening crunch, Marilyn tore into his flesh, relishing the taste of warm blood and her rotting lips. Satisfied with her gruesome feast, zombie Marilyn wiped the blood from her mouth and continued her macabre journey. She moved with a seductive swagger, her undead body defying the laws of nature. The moonlight danced upon her decaying skin, casting eerie shadows as she made her way, dead eyes affixed towards the Hollywood sign. Along her journey, she stumbled upon a pulsating nightclub. The intoxicating rhythm of music spilled into the streets, drawing her in. As she entered the dimly lit establishment, her piercing gaze scanned the crowd, searching for her next victim. Then, captivated by her unearthly beauty, felt an irresistible pull towards her, unaware of the danger that lurked behind her enchanting facade. With a seductive smile, Marilyn lured them closer, one by one, into her deadly embrace. The nightclub, once vibrant with life, was now a hunting ground, a stage for Marilyn's insatiable appetite. The pulsating beats of music intertwined with the screams of unsuspecting men, creating a macabre symphony that echoed through the night. In the dimly lit corner, a man sat alone, his eyes scanning the room for his next target. Dressed in a shop suit, he exuded an air of false charm and deceit. He was a predator, preying on vulnerable women, masquerading as a powerful movie producer. Little did he know, he was about to face a terrifying encounter that would change his life forever. As the man sipped his whiskey, the sound of heels clicking on the linoleum floor caught his attention. He turned to see a figure emerging from the shadows, a silhouette that sent shivers down his spine. It was Marilyn Monroe, or rather, her zombie counterpart, her once radiant beauty now twisted and decaying. With a hauntingly seductive smile, Marilyn slowly approached the man, her eyes gleaming with an otherworldly hunger. She knew his true intentions, and this time, the tables were about to turn. The man, captivated by her allure, played along, thinking he had found his next victim. Engaging in flirtatious banter, Marilyn enticed the man with promises of pleasure and excitement. They exchanged whispers, their words drowned out by the pulsating music in the bar. Little did the man know, his desires were leading him straight into the depths of darkness. As they stepped out into the desolate alley, the man's heart raced with anticipation. He believed he was about to indulge in a night of lust and manipulation. But as they embraced beneath a flickering streetlight, a sudden chill filled the air. The man's senses heightened, sensing danger lurking just beneath Marilyn's decaying facade. In a horrifying twist, Marilyn's lips pressed against the man's, her kiss cold and lifeless. His body froze, paralyzed by fear as he realized the true nature of his seductress. With a surge of inhuman strength, Marilyn tore into his flesh, her teeth sinking deep into his face. The man's muffled screams echoed through the alley, unheard by the oblivious world around them. Blood spattered against the brick walls as Marilyn devoured her prey, her movements a grotesque ballet of decay and desire. With each bite, the man's life force drained away, his pleas for mercy silenced forever. The once vibrant Marilyn Monroe reveled in her newfound power, her decaying hips swaying with a macabre grace. As the last remnants of the man's life slipped away, Marilyn released her grip, her eyes gleaming with satisfaction. With a sinister smile, she turned away, leaving behind a trail of carnage and shattered illusions. She once again turned her attention back to the beckoning glow. She continued her relentless pursuit, her path illuminated by the Hollywood sign's radiant why. With each step, she grew stronger, her power fueled by the darkness that consumed her. And so, the shrouded figure's visit to the mausoleum had set in motion a chain of events that would forever change the nights of Los Angeles. Marilyn Monroe, reborn as a seductive zombie, would continue her eternal quest for both her destination and the flesh of men, leaving a trail of chaos and desire in her wake. The moonlight danced upon her pale, lifeless skin, creating an eerie contrast with her once mesmerizing beauty. As Marilyn reached the base of the colossal sign, a sinister smile crept upon her decomposing lips. The wine Hollywood glowed, seemingly pulsating with a dark energy that called out to her. Step by step, she ascended the hill, her rotten hands clawing at the dirt beneath her, desperate to reach her final destination. With each inch gained, Marilyn's decayed heart beat with an undead anticipation. The Hollywood sign loomed closer, its letters shimmering like a beacon of twisted fate. Her eyes locked onto the Y, its curves and angles captivating her undead soul. She had found her stage, her final act. Summoning the last remnants of her once seductive allure, Marilyn climbed upon the letter, her rotten flesh clinging to the metal framework. The wind whispered through the sign's crevices, as if it too sensed the impending spectacle. A hushed silence fell over the hills, nature holding its breath in anticipation. With a haunting grace, Marilyn balanced herself on the edge of the Y, her hollow gaze scanning the horizon. And then, with a scream that echoed through the Hollywood hills, she plunged headfirst towards her demise. Time seemed to slow as Marilyn's head collided with the solid metal of the Y. A sickening crunch reverberated through the night, the sound of her once exquisite features being crushed. The Y trembled under the force, as if protesting against this macabre spectacle. Blood and brain matter spattered across the letters, an abstract painting of horror and tragedy. Marilyn's lifeless body fell to the ground, her soul finally at rest, her twisted desire for fame extinguished forever. The shrouded figure emerged from the tall weeds and vegetation that surrounds the sign. He or she, perhaps we'll never know which, kneeled down and gently placed a dozen long-stem red roses on her decaying corpse. Then disappeared as came. The Hollywood sign stood, forever mocked by the creative death of a zombie Marilyn Monroe. The night sky chuckled, as if applauding the twisted finale of a forgotten star. And as the world moved on, unaware of the undead diva's final act, Hollywood continued to shine, its dark secrets buried beneath the glimmer of stardust. And so, on each Halloween night, as the moon rises over Los Angeles, a sense of unease lingers in the air. The memory of zombie Marilyn Monroe's reign of terror serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the city of dreams, Nightmares even come wrapped in a beautiful dead package. That may or may not be the end. Probably not. Until next time, happy Halloween, and sleep well, twisted minds. I'm Alister Bancroft.
Boop boop be doo.